book that Jack...
You have Ocean City book about the 30s?
No, it starts in the 40s, I think, the book I have. He got it. He bought it at the some kind of bookstore down there. Remember the one? I have it right here. It's got all the lifeguards and everything. But they're yeah.
I'm sure there's a picture of Mom in there.
Oh, sure. I went to the lifeguard ball, but I didn't get my picture taken.
What do you remember about the lifeguard ball?
Well, just anybody could go. So only
If they bought a ticket.
if they bought a ticket.
Right, which the lifeguards would sell to be a fundraiser.
Yeah.
You know how much money when I first was a guard in 76, you know how much money we had to turn in from everything we collected?
What?
$4.
No kidding.
And the rest we got to keep. $4. So if you worked the beaches like in, where the
Yeah.
Kelly's house was and all
Yeah.
that third zone and that, people would bring you in, give you dinner. You'd sell tickets for a week in a row and people would give you $20 bills and say, oh, to keep the tickets,
Yeah.
I don't need them. I'll buy a couple tickets and give them to my friends. Some people would actually like to go. This is in the 70s.
Yeah.
And I heard stories about what happened in the 30s,
Yeah.
40s, and 50s.
In
But
the 50s is when I went.
right. And it was a big deal because
Yeah.
the pier would be packed, the
It
music
was.
pier.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So when you went, it was live music and you.
Oh, yeah.
You turned in $4. How much did you?
We turned in the years I worked in the first zone, and this was 76 and 77, I probably cleared 160 personally, which was a lot of money for me back then. Guys doubled and tripled me, like Gene Fagan, $300-400
Oh, God.
Wow.
in 1976 that he would just put in his pocket.
$4.
Tips. They were all tips for taking care of their kids. That's the way and then around the 80s, 90s, it all kind of came apart. And the bureaucrats and the politicians said, oh, they can't do this and the money can't go there. And so we were like, oh, well.
Oh, well, good. You were there.
I was
at the
still,
time.
yeah, but then on my last 2 years, I worked at 9th Street and forget it.
Yeah, you didn't have
I mean, you didn't get anything. There were transients, came in every week. But a couple of the people that owned the businesses would take care of you.
Yeah.
And they'd give you a big tip or say, hey, come over here and we'll feed you dinner. And, but we didn't bother going out much. But Mom, so the first lifeguard ball you went to, what year would you say that was?
Maybe 51, 52.
And did you go as a date?
Yes, of course I went.
Well, you said anybody could go.
Oh, no, I couldn't go by yourself. You had to go with a I went with Jack Kelly, who took care of Dad on his second heart attack, right? His father. I went with his father, and he became his son. He was a doctor. His son became a heart doctor too.
They were both great.
Yeah, very good. That was what was so funny because he looks just like his father. When he walked in to talk to me, he went, he said, "What's the matter?" I said, "You look so much like your brother." He did. He really had curly, dark hair and everything. Yeah. But anyway, so and then the other time I went with a real
date.
a real life.
Oh, a real life. Like Jack Kelly wasn't a real lifeguard.
No. We just went, with a real life. So anyway.
But now, when you guys started dating in the summer down there, because you had known each other, was it?
Jack Kelly?
No, you and Dad.
Oh yeah.
Didn't your romance not flourish at the Jersey
it did.
Shore?
Well, it did, but I still went out and he still went out.
Well, of course, it was the Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
Right, I know you did. You did. But so I just didn't know if that was where you guys started dating more seriously.
We really did, because he came down to work down there. The place I was working at, the hotel, needed a busboy. And I don't know.
Was that the Hanscom or what?
The Hanscom, yeah. And I told him, I said, so he came down and worked for half the summer?
1 year.
So that's when we sort of, and that,
I can still. How old was I?
Yeah, he's older than you.
we were both juniors, I think, going into our junior year or senior year. I can't remember.
High school?
College.
Yeah,
College.
in college.
College, Mary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the room I rented by the week. That's what I rented it
Yeah.
$8.
by. Yeah,
Probably, yeah.
that's about
It
what
was
it was.
called the Penn something.
Penn
right around
Lynn?
the corner from.
The Penland Apartments?
Yeah, that's it.
I know right where it is.
Do
Yeah.
you?
They still rent rooms. They're more than $8 a
Yeah.
week, though.
Yeah.
I'm not going back there.